CPISRA is committed to enhancing opportunities for people with cerebral palsy or a related neurological condition to access and enjoy sustained participation in sporting activities. Involvement in a sport not only enhances physical well-being, but also increases self-esteem, confidence, and provides a positive social outlet. CP Football 7-a-side is an adapted game that captures the true spirit of sport. Many countries have a supported framework of development which offers people great opportunities to participate from a grassroots level through to international elite tournaments. The more nations that participate in this sport, the stronger it will become, and this DVD gives an insight into how CP Football 7-a-side operates and is told from the perspective of coaches, officials, and of course the players that enjoy this game. CPISRA would like to acknowledge all those that took part in the making of this DVD and would particularly like to give thanks to UEFA for their generous financial support. I hope the information contained in this film will both encourage and indeed inspire you to join the ever-growing community of people who keep this, our beautiful game, alive and kicking.
Football for players with cerebral palsy began in the late 1970s. Football is the world's most popular game. It gives pleasure to all who take part and many more who watch. CP Football gives ambulant sportspeople with cerebral palsy the opportunity to play together at either a recreational or elite level. So what is cerebral palsy? Cerebral palsy is a brain lesion which is non-progressive and causes variable impairment of coordination, the tone and the strength of muscle action. This means a person with CP is unable to maintain posture and in some cases perform movements that are regarded as normal. The condition can be congenital or in some cases it can be acquired. However, to make the sport fair, classification of players to establish their levels of movement and coordination is essential to provide well-balanced and meaningful competition. CP Football is for ambulant players, and within the CPISRA classification system, players in classes 5, 6, 7 and 8 are eligible to compete.
There's different types of cerebral palsy, and depending on the type of the cerebral palsy, there's different conditions or different ways that it presents itself. So there's no cookie-cutter approach. No one athlete is exactly the same as the next.
Normally, a Class 5 player will find running over distances difficult, but with an ability to catch the ball, he may be suited to goalkeeping. Class 5 players may show some difficulty in quick turns or spins. Class 6 players usually have more control than their Class 5 teammates, and all 4 limbs may show functional ability in sports movements. Some control movements in the upper body are noticeable, but running with moderate coordination is possible for a Class 6 player and is better in many cases than a normal walking posture. The Class 7 player will normally be affected on only one side of their body, with exceptional control on the opposite side. When running or playing, the limp on the affected side will often disappear. Training and targeted exercise can improve this player's mobility, although some restrictions will still apply to fast or turning movements. The Class 8 player exhibits only a minimal impairment in movement, and this is most noticeable when running, turning and tackling.
We have quite an extensive classifier training and accreditation program, and we have classifiers all over the world that have been trained in the same training program, so it gives us far more consistency than many other sports.
The coach will need to determine the various capabilities of all the players before arranging appropriate programmes, and all players must be involved in the activity workout.
The skills and the training program is almost the same as in regular football. Of course, there are some modifications. You have to realize that, for instance, a hemiplegic player can only use his right or his left leg, and that's why you have to do some modifications in the training.
What the coaches do implement is quite a lot of breaks for the youngsters, because they do get tired quite quickly. But we also emphasise that we split the age bands up as well, so that certainly when we put them into a game situation at the end of the day, they're into an age group banding. And for some of the others, it may well be on ability. So there may well be a younger player but playing in the older age band because they can cope with that level of football.
In CP football, muscle strength and coordination is vital to a player's ability to perform well, and therefore a warm-up is essential before any practice or coaching session takes place. The warm-up should be gentle and include some specific exercises to prepare the players for action. Exercise routines are very similar to those employed by teams at the very highest levels of mainstream football, but with a focus on stretching to ensure that muscles are warm, and running should be encouraged to prepare the players for the game ahead. However, care must be taken not to overstretch the muscles, and the warm-up should meet the needs of all players according to their ability. Practice sessions should include some technical exercise to improve the skill level of each performer. Ball familiarity exercises and small-sided games, together with functional practices that simulate game situations, should also form part of the pre-match routine.
Because we only play 7 to 7 and we play without no offside, that makes the space very big, so the passing is very important. The players must have very good skills in passing, because otherwise you are always running behind the ball instead of to have possession the ball. You know, the Dutch always want to possess the ball.
Standard FIFA rules apply, with just a few amendments for CP football. The first change relates to the size of the playing pitch, which should have dimensions of 75 metres by 55 metres. The second change is the size of the goal posts. CP football goalposts are 5 metres by 2 metres. Throw-ins are different too. In CP football, a single underarm throw is used to bring the ball into play from any player. And there's no offside rule in CP football. The full rules of CPISRA 7-a-side football are contained in the Rules Manual, which is updated every 4 years and available on our website, cpisra.org. CP football is now one of the leading Paralympic sports, played by almost 30 countries worldwide.
It's growing, and we see countries like Ireland have a development squad. England is starting a development squad.
Throughout the world, football is big. So in every part of the continent, I think there should be football players with CP. We have to give them a chance to play. The best players will end up at the Paralympic Games.
I've got to go places that I probably would have never have gone to, down to the fact that I'm playing from a country with CP. Beijing, for example, at the Paralympics it was amazing to play in front of that amount of people, and it's an opportunity for anybody with cerebral palsy to compete at the highest level that they can.
There's nothing as a player that you want more than to play against different players, so it's great to get developing countries now. Obviously they mightn't be up to the similar standard, but it's a learning experience for them, and the coaches will learn probably more than the players.
What is really important is that UEFA and the national federations just don't try and do it on their own. They need to work with the experts within their country to make sure that we can gain all of the knowledge they've got, certainly in this case in cerebral palsy, to make sure we identify the right players and that actually they feel included and they're a vital part of our development.
It's going to help the sport if more people get involved and more teams, more countries get into the sport. It would really help with the competition.
I don't think you can talk about a good sport with a few countries at the top level. So it's better when you have a lot of countries in competition. Then you talk about a serious Olympic sport, Paralympic sport.
As a player, It's good to see the level you have in your country playing against others. You can only do it with the international tournaments. The relationship you get with the other country, that's the sport. Knowing people, playing and having fun.
As well as providing an opportunity for players with CP to compete up to world and Paralympic level, it also has huge benefits for the players' mobility and adaptation to everyday life.
Obviously it helps with the physical attributes, but at the same time it makes you more determined, more committed. I think it's essential to have a sport in your life because it does help with your attitude and how you look upon things.
Our players are studying, they have families, they have normal jobs, they live independent, and that is very important. Especially when they are in the national team, they have to train 3 times a week in a regular club. So it's also integration in society.
We play against people with no disability. Our training, we are always inviting other teams that had no disability to play against them. So I think this is a good way to make them increase their performance.
My balance is coming better, and also I feel better, and my condition is coming better with football.
It lowers your disability because you're in better shape, your muscles around your body is better shape. So people with very bad disability, they are now able to run, for example, that they haven't been able to do it before. And that's all because they haven't been playing football.
Я хочу сказать, что самый лучший доктор.
The best doctor, or at least rehabilitator, for people with cerebral palsy is football. We have had many examples when players just joining this movement had very severe cerebral palsy disability, but after training, their spirit and their muscles, they became much stronger, and this helped them get adapted, get rehabilitated, and be able to lead normal life within the society.
CP Football. For more details on how to join the sport, visit cpisra.org.